that's good stuff. All right, we are live. What's up, family?
That was terrible.
That was really trying.
That was a struggle.
It took us 30 minutes just to get on live. So,
and I'm still not even happy with the film, the picture.
You know, I don't know. We got, business internet. We got all the right equipment, but for some reason it doesn't want to,
Sometimes things don't work when you want them to work because they don't work. You don't know why they don't work.
Well, anyways, if you are joining us, I'm Sije Jamie. This is Sifu Larry of Enter Shaolin, and we're celebrating 5 years. Well, technically, that was last week on the 1st, but we're celebrating with you guys on our Enter Shaolin channel.
Right. So give us a thumbs up. Say something. Let us know you're out there so we're not talking to ourselves.
Because that's no fun.
That stinks.
We do that all day long. We don't need no more of that.
We want to talk to someone else.
So we are here to just talk about are not new to the channel. You already know how Enter Shaolin got started. Hi, Sifu.
Thanks, Sifu.
Thanks.
Love the support.
Good stuff. If you're on here, please share this video and like it. So Sifu, like the video if you haven't already. I think he's the only one on right now. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about how we got started with Enter Shaolin a little bit. And for those that are new that are going to be watching this, and then we're going to share what's going on with Enter Shaolin. And maybe we'll even, I was going to say maybe share my screen, but I don't think this lets us. We were trying to do a Google Hangout. And it wouldn't let us do that. So I don't think I could share my screen with them.
Maybe not.
Thanks, YouTube. So I think what YouTube is doing, which is totally not related to this video, but kind of is I think they're trying to force people into their new beta control room. And hi, Ghost Wind. And so they're like phasing out stuff. Like when we tried to do the Google Hangout, if you think the image is a little pixelated now, it was just a hot mess. Like it was just really crazy. And that allows us to share screens with you guys and gals, which is what we wanted to do. So we could walk you through behind the scenes, what it looks like when you join, what you actually have access to. So we're just
maybe
talk
there's
about
a way
that.
We just don't know how to do it.
No, there's not. There's literally no option.
I don't
to do
see
that.
any options.
There's that we can chat with them and we can talk with them and that's it. So how did we get started? You want to share a little bit about that?
Well, how did we get started? You forced me into it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I think I begged you for a while, though.
Well, how did we get started? Well, long time ago.
Back in 2009.
2009. When did I start shooting videos for Enter Tai Chi?
It was 2008.
Was it 2009?
But when I was bugging you about the site was April of 2009.
Yeah, she was bugging me about this site, and I'm like, no.
Because I wanted to learn from Sifu Phu.
No.
And I lived in North Carolina.
I was trying to hide the secret.
And there was literally nothing like it anywhere close by. And I wasn't like one of those people like, oh, let me see what's 30 minutes down the road for me. No, I looked within an hour and 45 minutes of where I was at, and I could not find anything but some just like watered down, like mess stuff. And so being the entrepreneur that I am, I was like, hey, why don't we start a site? I'll build it. I'll even pay. I was willing to pay up to $197 a month. Okay. I was going to build it, pay for it, support it, market it, you name it. I was like, just let me train. And he's like, nah, no one wants that.
Who wants this?
Roll forward to current day. We have a little over 400 members.
Yep.
And those are active members that
around the world.
Yeah, we have lots of fans too. So I don't know, for those of you that are watching this, we also have our Enter Tai Chi channel, which is the first channel that you started when you first started sharing some of the Sifu Phu stuff. Yep. And you were just kind of like, let me see what happens.
I got a camera.
Let me just throw some stuff out there.
I think people were like emailing me for like maybe 2 years.
Yeah, and you didn't tell me that because I think I would have flew on a plane and like beat you up, or at least tried to. So meanwhile, people were like, hey, do you have a site? Do you guys have any DVDs? And he's like, yeah, no one wants none of that stuff. Nah, not at all. But our members have proved you wrong. So it took years of trying to convince you. And then I finally gave up on trying to convince you. And I just moved here to finally be able to train. Because God was like, look, you want to learn this system, girl? You're going to have to move there. And that was in 2013. The summer of 2013 is when I moved here. And then it was about, I guess, 5 months after that.
Yes.
That you and Sifu, for whatever reason, hallelujah, praise the Lord, you guys wanted to make the site. And so we started working on it. And then we launched on May 1st of 2014. So now we are 5 years in. 5 years in. We've had seminars and we've had lots of awesome people that we've got to meet and work with, thanks to Enter Shaolin. And so we're having a big birthday sale, right?
We are. It's big. Huge.
It really is huge. So what we're doing is going back to our founder prices. So to give you an idea what that looks like, I was hoping to be able to share my screen with you and physically show you. But if you go to entershaolin.com/join, you can see what our current prices are. So for instance, our junior member is $67 a month. Our lifetime membership is $2,197. And don't disconnect us.
I'm not.
All right. So you playing around there. But with our sale, you can join as a junior for $27 a month or get our Abbott for $997 one time. So that's a big savings, over 50% savings on any of our memberships. We also brought back our senior membership, which is our yearly membership where you can pay for a year in advance. You get 1 month free. So you can, if you're still not ready quite to commit for life, but you want to get a little bit more of a savings than doing month to month, we do have that option. And we also have an option where they could do, are you tired?
I'm a little tired.
You take a nap? There's a couch back there.
Yeah, but then I'm going to be able to talk to them.
All right. Just making sure, you can rest if you need to. But so we also have a 10 payment option for the Abbott where you can do 10 payments of $100
Hey,
a month.
Andrew, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, Andrew, how's it going? And if you guys and gals, as you come on and stuff, if you have any questions about Enter Shaolin,
Ask us.
feel free to
CJ
ask
will
away.
answer them.
Or you might answer, maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, so it's a really great savings, over 50% savings. And how you can get access to that, there is a link below this video, but you can just type in entershaolin.com/birthday. I'll also put it in the chat as well here in a moment. But it's a really great way to be able to, take your Kung Fu to the next level. So you want to talk a little bit about what's inside the site?
I want to talk about this. I've been training a lot of years. And in my training, sometimes you don't know what to do. Like you practice the stuff that you know and kind of rinse, wash, repeat over and over and over. Well, it's nice to look at other material and practice other material just to keep things fresh. To keep things fresh. And I think what we've managed to do very well in Enter Shaolin is we recognized that the majority of people that would join Enter Shaolin would be people on the internet. And as such, we focused a lot of our video trainings on things you can do if you have to practice by yourself.
Yes.
And, even if you go into a school already, or you might have some friends here and there you can train with, you still ultimately a big portion of your training, if you're sincerely genuine about your training,
2/3 of your training,
it's by yourself. You're not training with anyone else. I mean, you do train with other people, but there's still a lot of times you have to train by yourself. And so Enter Shaolin,
and really that you should, because it's the stuff that you're willing to do and practice.
Has a lot of solo stuff, footwork stuff, reflex
better
stuff, hand-eye coordination stuff.
A lot of the foundations.
Yeah,
really.
A lot of the foundation that you need for all different types of martial arts you can get inside the site. And you know what? There's a ton of partner drills. And what I like about the way that Sifu teaches is you're not just shown techniques and you're like, hey, go practice this. You're shown techniques and then you're told and shown why it works or it doesn't work,
right,
or where your energy might be bleeding or what other mistakes you might be making. And so you fully understand a technique, which is for a lot of people, they do stuff, but I don't think they truly understand the mechanics behind what they're doing or the energy behind what they're doing.
Right.
And those two things are so important to using a technique. I think Sifu Phu likes to say, it's not a technique that fails, it's you that fail the technique.
Generally speaking, but
and that's
there are some
techniques
that aren't so good if the energy is
he's a real stickler at the basics.
place.
And that's why I think, dude, I can do the basics really well.
Can you share a story about how you use the basics of Silam Tao? Can you share that
You
story?
can share.
Come on.
You do it much better. I'm not a good storyteller.
But it's not even my story.
But I'll let you know if you go astray.
If I go straight?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So how long, because I don't remember, how long were you training roughly at that time?
Not long.
Couple years?
Couple years
into your training. So Sifu, and I won't name any names in case he's on here.
Maybe 5. Maybe at the time it was 5, maybe 6, 7. I don't know. It wasn't that long, but it wasn't that short either. It's been so long.
Well, anyways, he was still a pup.
I was a pup.
You were still a pup. And
I was
you were
still doing Silam Tao stuff.
Right. You were still at Silam Tao level.
I didn't even play Chi Sao.
Hadn't even played Chi Sao yet. And long story short, Sifu had another student that was training that was getting really impatient with not going past the basics. And he felt like he was being held back. He wanted to learn faster. So he jumped ship and went somewhere else where he felt he could get that.
He got stuff.
And he got to learn stuff faster. And then do you remember roughly how much time it was? Like, was it like 8 months, 9 months or something like that you saw him in the store? It was
about almost a year.
So about a year later, you see him at a convenience store, right? And he starts chatting, he starts chatting with you like, oh man, what you learning? I'm learning this, and this. And he's already gone on to like all the different forms pretty much at that time. And you're still like, yeah, I'm still just learning Silam Tao. What's up? And you're probably feeling like a little like, oh man, right? You're probably thinking like, oh, is this good? Is this bad? But he wanted to train with you. And you're like, all right,
I think he just wanted to beat me up.
He wanted to beat you up. He wanted to show you what's up with all his little new techniques and stuff he had going on.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
No,
you schooled him with the basics.
I have like a pack and a punch and a ton and a punch. Really, and cycling.
Right. right. And that goes back to that whole thing.
And stop kicks, slant kicks.
Right. So that goes back to the whole thing, that Bruce Lee had said, like he's not afraid of the person that's done 10,000 kicks, but, rather the person that's practiced one kick 10,000 times. Like that's
I might have used a lop here and there.
But still.
But yeah, I just
the basics.
I just used the basics, yeah.
Yeah. And you even said that, anytime you have found yourself in an altercation, like in real life, situation.
Less is more.
That you don't really have to go past Silam Tao with the average person that's out there. So the basics are super important. And we teach a lot more than just Wing Chun, on our
even when I'm training students, right? Like when I'm working on Chi Sao and stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to use Silam Tao. Sometimes I'm just going to use a pack. I want to use a pack and a punch and that's it.
Which is so not fair. But sometimes he beats us up in slow motion. That's really not fun. For those of you that have trained with Sifu Phu, you know what I'm talking about. Not fun at all. But at Enter Shaolin, besides Wing Chun, we have Tai Chi, we have Chun, we have Qigong, we have our core training. We have some women's scenarios for like specific things that women might go through and how to like deal with that, like real life scenarios.
The Shaolin 5 animals over on Patreon.
Yes, we did do that. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. So how about we talk about like what each one of those is good for? Because a lot of people are like, why do you guys have all this stuff inside the site?
We'll start how it kind of looks in the site. Chun, I think, is up there first, right?
I think it's in, well, actually, no, I have it Qigong, Tai Chi.
Okay, well, we'll talk about Chun so I open my mouth.
Okay.
All right.
We don't have to go in order. Let's just talk about what's in there.
Well, I like Chun. Chun is one of my favorite martial arts because it's just nasty and painful and dirty and quick and efficient and doesn't require much to learn the techniques. So I think that Chun is an integral part of any person's personal self-defense.
Right.
I
would say that some of the locks are a little bit more complicated to get, but as far as like the pressure points, learning where the cavity strikes are and stuff like that, those are things that the average person can learn really fast for quick. You sure you don't need to take a nap?
Okay.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
All right. I feel like I need to get you something or something, like bring you some tea.
Yeah, I went to bed late, got up early.
So Chun is, that quick, efficient, lots of
It's
pain.
a lock, it's the art of locks and breaking bones and pressure points and hurting people. I like to call it the art of hurting people. But you know what? But it can
be used to disable someone without doing permanent damage, or you could do permanent damage depending on what
it's just. I think it's a piggyback style. I'm sure it could be used on its own, but I think every martial art can use a little Chun.
I agree with that.
And in many cases, it's already there. You can see it in all kinds of martial arts.
So what about Qigong?
Qigong is the building blocks of exercising that you would do to develop your energy, just in general. I think it's good. It's good to relieve stress. It's good to relieve anxiety. What else is it good for? It helps lower blood pressure.
Helps with, just like anything. Like if you have like
but it's like doing push-ups and sit-ups. It's like
circulation and stuff in your body helps with that. It's been proven to help with people with diabetes, all kinds of different things. There's just tons of different things that Qigong has helped people with. And it's really because, like you said, you're learning how to breathe properly. So you're working on getting your blood oxygenated.
You know,
even when I'm going
through, even with stuff that I'm going through now in my life, it even helps me now. Like Qigong, I've been doing Qigong. I think the story of Qigong for me goes like this. When I first met Sifu Phu, I went up to his school. I was a young buck, spry, spitfire. Was just I did karate years before that, and I was a scrappy, like brawler type of guy. And I remember Sifu Phu hit me, and I always tell us he hit me, boom, right here, and I saw white. I just saw like white. I got hit a lot, you know, by men when I was a kid, and you know, I got hit in yards and got tackled in football. I never seen white, and so he hit me so hard, I seen white, and I remember I felt that punch for at least a week. But I remember saying, you know, Sifu, how did you do that? And he said, Chi. And I said, well, how do you get Chi? He said, Qigong. And that's all I needed. So some 25, 24, 26, who knows? I don't know how many years anymore. I stopped counting.
It's 25 years.
Thank you. She counts. I don't count.
Well, I have to because people ask these questions. Someone's got to keep track of this stuff, right?
So 25 years ago, I started my Qigong journey, and it's helped me with colds and flus and bronchitis and stress and fatigue.
Sleep.
And now it's helping me now, which I'll talk about that later in another video, not tonight. But
not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. We won't worry
about celebrating right now.
We're celebrating. All right.
But so I find it to be a very helpful thing in general for your life, for your health, for your martial art. It's something that every single person who's serious about martial arts, serious about their health, should probably know Qigong.
Yep.
It's just a useful thing that's thousands of years old, and everybody should know it. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And honestly, at least the 10 basic exercises, they're relatively easy to learn.
There's
and
over
implement.
200.
Yeah, there is. But I'm talking about like the 10 basic ones that are the first thing that we teach you on the site. I tell people all the time, like, start there, get that down, and start implementing that through your day-to-day life. Like, it's helped me with stress. It's helped me with depression. It helped me with having mental clarity and being able to focus when I was dealing with my mom passing away, and being able to be there for my family and go through all the arrangements and stuff like that. It helped me keep my sanity. Also on little sleep, like be alert and focused, as well as my Tai Chi. So I always recommend to people, we've had tons of people come through the site that have actually listened and started to implement that and had amazing results for it. It's one of the simplest things for a person to learn and implement into their lives. So that's always my first recommendation for everyone. And then we also have Tai Chi. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So at least for me, I guess I was doing mostly, I did Qigong because, you know, Sifu made me seem white and I wanted lots of Qi. So even though I started my Tai Chi training around the same time I started my Wing Chun training, Tai Chi, just for me, being a young guy, going to bars, getting in trouble,
ADD,
I just wanted to fight. And it seemed like Tai Chi was just a lot of memorization.
Too slow for you.
Not enough fighting. Little did I know that 10 years later, my Kung Fu would only go so far, and then I felt like it stopped. Like, you can only get so strong, you can only get so fast, you can only get so everything, and then eventually there has to be something else. And it's not in techniques. There's no secret techniques out there that's going to make your skill better, I don't think. But what I needed to learn how to do was I need to learn how to connect my body.
Right.
I need to learn how to understand how other people's energy was working, and I need to feel the exchange between the energy. And even though in Wing Chun, Chi Sao gave me some of that, it really didn't connect my body the way that I needed to be connected. Yeah. Or as we say, it didn't really help me have the cop the way that I needed to have the cop.
Consistency of pressure.
Tai Chi taught me that just by doing the form consistently. Every single day, I would just do the form. And I didn't know why for about a year. It took me about a year to learn the form correctly. And I practiced it for another year before really understanding why I was doing the Tai Chi. But around year 3, things just started to happen.
Everything just started to
connect. My body started to work right.
A lot of people don't understand that the majority of people, they're not moving properly. They think they are, like, oh, well, I know how to walk, I know how to sit, I know how to stand, all these different things. You know, I do stuff all the time with my body, so therefore I know how to use my body. And most of them are so disconnected, they just have absolutely no idea.
Right.
And they're not even really aware of their body in general, just not even just movement, but, you know, if their shoulders are tense and up and different things like that, or if their posture is off. So there's a lot of cool things that you learn about your body through the Qigong as well as through the Tai Chi.
Yeah, and I was just thinking while you're talking, like we haven't done one of these in a long time on this channel. We're so busy, and we got ADD. I got ADD. But as she was talking, I was just thinking, looking at the people come in, and I was, we're so busy. We don't really think about coming over to this channel as much. And
well, actually, we
stuff.
have. It's just been really the past couple of months we've been dealing with onboarding our new team members, and that's been a lot. Teaching them different things and whatnot. So we are going to be doing lives on here a lot more frequently.
Yeah, we're gonna
about
get in
health, wellness, martial arts, fitness, that kind of stuff. So there'll be a lot more things that we'll be sharing on here. So Tai Chi took your skill to the next level.
I took it to the next level.
Did you go, man, why did I wait so long? Once it happened?
First, I kind of did, right? Like you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And if I would have known how powerful Tai Chi was in part of my my martial growth, I would have started so long ago.
Yeah,
I would have focused harder on it because I think Tai Chi was that important to me, getting a better understanding of everything. That's why when I teach people, I teach, I try to teach everything. You teach, but I'm like, you need to learn Tai Chi, and if you don't like it, you probably you
just need to keep going anyways. You don't give them out on that. And Tai Chi, a lot of people have this misconception that it's just about health and wellness, or it's for like older people and stuff like that. And it's not. It's a fighting art as well, and we do teach that aspect too. So you're not just learning how to do the movement and the form and getting the health benefits. You get all that stuff too, but you also get to learn the application and the fighting application of what we're doing. So
and as you get better,
that's a lot different.
You start to kind of see a bigger picture, and you start to kind of realize everything's kind of all the same, really. Maybe different postures with your fingers.
Right. That's what we say. Don't let style define you. Let energy refine you.
But there is a proper way that your body can move, and Tai Chi does help align your body so it does move properly.
Right. So if you're moving properly and you know how to move energy, you know how to feel energy more, then it makes everything else you do.
It does. You can even apply the energy of how your form feels in a boxing stance. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big proponent of it. The only reason I know that I'm as good as I am.
Teach it on our site. If we didn't teach it, if we didn't do it ourselves, we
wouldn't have it there.
Right.
Yeah.
We totally believe that Tai Chi is an integral part.
It's a super one, and people always try to do what you did and side skirt. It's so boring. It's so slow, and it's just. That's why you need to do it. You need to slow down your mind. Like most of us got a bazillion things going through our head, even if you don't have ADD, just because there's a lot going on. You got stress, you got work, kids, this, that, and the other going on. And you need that ability to quiet the mind so you can really focus on what's actually going on right in front of you. And that obviously helps not just with your martial arts. If you find yourself in an altercation, it helps you with your relationships. It helps you in your life as a whole, in business. If you have, your own business, it's going to help you with that. If you work someplace, it's going to help you with focusing at work. So Qigong and Tai Chi, big giant number two that you need to implement and do. So we also have obviously Wing Chun. Can you talk a little bit about Wing Chun? What is Wing Chun best for?
There's so much controversy around Wing Chun, isn't there?
There is.
A lot of people have a lot to say about Wing Chun. Not me. I don't have much to say about it other than I love Wing Chun's movements, hands, everything's small, tight, compact, done correctly. I feel like the Karate Kid. No can defend. If you I like to say when it comes. Now I'm not talking about competitions. Or I'm not talking about in a street fighting situation where you're, in someone's face. But if you're minding your own business, right? If you're minding your own business and someone comes and they mess with you or they messing with your family and they don't know who you are and you don't know who they are. If you're really good at Wing Chun, it's a very short fight. It's a very short fight. And if you're good at what you're doing, you'll take someone out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
People like to say, oh, well, why isn't this in the ring? Or why don't they? I don't know about all that stuff, dude. I've always trained for what would happen if I'm walking down the street or if I'm out with my family or what I would have to do. So for me, train has always been very realistic. Right. I never cared about the competitions. I don't think Sifu Phu has been too big on competitions. Where we live,
it's about being able to deal with real life scenarios, real life situations. It's not about hey, if I go into this competition, am I going to pull this off? Because in competition, there's rules. In real life, there are no rules.
And I will say, you get out of something what you put into it.
Mhm.
You know, if you're training for reality, then you have to train like that. If you're training for a competition, you have to train like that. If you're trained to go into an octagon or some kind of ring and do an MMA
Then
sport,
that's what you
then you have to
train
train
for.
that way.
Right.
You know, every scenario is different. Everything you're training for is different, and they all can cross pollinate
Mhm.
each other. I'm not saying that MMA is bad or anything's bad. I'm just saying, you know, for what you're thinking about dealing with, is that's what you need to train for.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. But as far as
Absolutely.
what Wing Chun is, I love Wing Chun. I think it's a very efficient martial arts system. It's very quick,
So it's good for close to mid range, right?
close to mid range.
Awesome.
Really good at close quarter fighting. Really
And
good.
we also have our own ground fighting, which a lot of people go,
We can't
is
talk about that.
from-"
We're never going to talk about that. The only way to know more about our ground fighting is to come to Enter Shaolin and become a member.
But it's our own thing. It's not based on.
It's not based on anything.
Other style or anything like that. A lot of people.
Now, with that being said,
twisted
right?
About that.
An arm bar is an arm bar.
Right.
Ankle lock is an ankle lock. There's no, you know, if someone, oh, well, we do our, dude, there's one way to make these locks work, and there's wrong ways to make these locks work. And either they work or they don't work, you know.
And then, so with everything that we do, we also have, you know, our core training, which deals with the combat aspect, working on your reflexes,
it's all
flexibility,
it's all the
body
training.
Conditioning, bone conditioning, all that stuff.
She likes the bone condition.
I do. I do. I don't know what that says about me, but
not right.
I really do. I'm like, is it bone conditioning yet? No, we're skipping a week. Oh, come on.
You guys are crazy.
But so we have that as well on the site. Obviously, we have, like I said earlier, we have some scenarios that are based on different things that women, obviously anything in the women's section, if a man finds himself in, it's going to work on you as well. But we just do it because there's been different times we had men as well as women say, hey, if my wife dealt with this, or my girlfriend, or my mom, or, you know, if I deal with or if I've dealt with this, how would I have gotten out of that situation, or how do I prevent that situation from happening? So we have some scenario based stuff like that in there. And then also we obviously have a whole plethora about Ngo Dac Na, which is our system of energy and physics principles that we apply to everything we do. So if you're doing our Tai Chi, you're doing Ngo Dac Na. If you're doing our Wing Chun, you know, all that stuff, everything, these principles are applied to. And we tell people, don't just use them when you're doing your martial arts. Apply these principles to your everyday life. And it's all about movement.
And I think at the heart of what we do, Ngo Dac Na really is.
It's our secret sauce.
It's our secret sauce.
That's not so secret because, well, we're sharing it with all you. So,
yeah, I think Sifu Phu did an amazing job at explaining and teaching how energy really does work in the body. I mean, I still haven't heard too many people, if anybody, teach these principles and things the way that he does.
Well, that's
or
what
even at all.
Made me want to build the site and learn it, was when you just told me a little tiny bit. Like I didn't
know back then. You know,
see all these videos like y'all get.
True story.
Like,
I would train
on
with
our
people
different channels and stuff
from different styles and stuff. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years more training than me, but I told you in the beginning, I used to lie.
You felt bad.
I used to tell them I trained a lot longer than I did, because I didn't want to. I wanted them to save some face. I didn't want them to feel bad. I'm just that kind of a person. Like, I've been training forever. But it's because what Sifu Phu was teaching me really was very effective.
But it is, because I even have experienced what you're talking about and stuff like that. Except for I'm a little bit different because we have Enter Shaolin. So like I'm an advocate for Enter Shaolin and what we learn. And I'm more like, yo,
we always try to get people to beat her up.
And
we really
I still suck, and I'm beating you up, and I shouldn't, because you've been training 15, sometimes 20 years. Like that's horrible, but that's because it's not your fault, you know. Like it's I don't want them to feel bad. Like it's not their fault that they were taught improperly and stuff, and it's probably not even their teacher's fault. You know, a lot of times people are just doing. If you don't know what you don't know,
and that's not to say like there's not good martial arts.
Oh no, of course
there certainly are.
Yeah. But unfortunately, there's also a lot of bad martial artists out there, and it's not necessarily because they're trying to be or they're trying to rip people off. It's just they're doing what they were taught, and if they didn't ever learn anything different, or they were able to pull everything off,
you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Because the reality is without that extra secret sauce information,
you just don't know.
No, but no, not just that. You're just fine. So if you get two people who don't have the secret sauce, well,
and you're stronger than them, you can pull it off.
You pull it off.
But then you meet someone that's like smaller than you and beats the crap out of you. That puts a little perspective on things, right?
And sometimes it does come down. I always say this when it comes to martial arts. Martial arts pretty much are pointless or meaningless, I should say. styles are
Right, against
meaningless.
boxing
There is a
stuff.
certain percentage of a person. Some of it is a warrior spirit too.
Mhm.
Like some people are more warrior fighter type than other people. And you might got somebody in a good mood, but they might look at you and grab your testicles and rip them off anyways. I mean,
It could happen. It could happen.
War's war. And
Yeah.
some people look at it that way and treat it that way. And some people think it's a game.
Yeah, that's true.
And some people talk big, but when it comes down to it,
A lot of bark, no bite.
a lot of bark, no bite.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different people out there in the world. That's all I'm saying.
There is. And,
So you can't blame a style. Just because,
No, definitely
just
not.
because someone gets beat up and they do something doesn't mean it's a reflection of the style mostly. It's,
Right.
it's a reflection of who they are as a person.
Unfortunately, in this, internet warrior age,
It's
we
all
have a
about
lot.
style. I think it's video games.
Well, it's like, oh, well, I saw so-and-so beat up so-and-so, so that means that style must suck and this style is superior. And that's just not true. It's all about the individual fighter. How much time do they put in the game? What did they learn? And then, like you said, it comes back down to, we've seen people that, thanks to the internet, that knew nothing about nothing, go up against a black belt and beat the crap out of them.
Given day, right? Everybody can be knocked out.
There's that warrior spirit. Some people got it, some people don't.
But and that doesn't even matter because nobody's perfect. One slip, bow, you're done.
Absolutely.
So it's best to be. My opinion is stay humble. I try to be humble.
Be aware of your surroundings.
I know there's tons of people out there who beat me up. I'm okay with that. I don't claim to be anything more than what I am, and I think that's how everybody should be.
Well, that's the whole point of training is for you to not even want to go and look for a fight. It's for you to, just
and that's
really fighting yourself.
For you guys who are a little bit older, if you're still looking for fights and you're getting older, what's wrong with you? Seriously?
What's going on?
What's going on?
But yes, we train in the event we find ourselves in an altercation, we'll be able to handle it. But our whole purpose is to not ever put ourselves in that position in the first place if it's avoidable.
And when I was younger in my 20s,
weapon is
right, and I worked at nightclubs and stuff because, of course, being a young guy, I was like, does this stuff work? You
wanted to test it out.
I wanted to test it out and put myself in stupid positions. Which looking back on it, the money wasn't worth it. But the experience was good. I learned that.
Well, it made you
taught me really
realize it really worked
in real situations.
Yeah.
So that's that. Because how do you really know if something works? You got only a couple ways you can do it. You can go pick fights, right?
We don't recommend that.
Being a bully. You can go compete, which never really. It's real. It's real pain. You might really get punched in the face.
There's rules,
but it's not.
That's not.
It's not real.
Real life. Yeah.
No, real life's just a little bit different.
There's no rules.
Your mind changes with what you're dealing. In the ring, I don't care where the ring is. You can tap out. You can run away. Somehow you can get saved. Sometimes in certain scenarios, I remember one night I was working and I found myself in a corner and I found like 3 guys basically coming towards me. Luckily, 2 of the guys I was working with saw what was happening. But in that second, my mentality was strike, take them out, and use whatever I could. And I was really willing to poke somebody. I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to bill this one person in the eyes and just take his eye out.
Right.
But by the grace of God, that didn't happen because the guys my partners who were working too ended up grabbing, I didn't see them because they came from the side, but they grabbed 2 of the guys and then I just hit it ended up being not that big a deal. But I was really debating for a hot second of sticking my finger through somebody's eyeball because you could do that. I know people don't know what are you going to do. Shit. Yeah, right through the eyes.
That is an
possible.
option. Hey, Tampa, what's up?
And that didn't happen. I never stuck my finger through anyone's eyes. But that was a real life situation where I was really thinking like, well, I'm outnumbered. And it was in my early 20s. So I didn't 100% feel confident what I was doing. So it was kind of like you put me in a corner and now I'm going to have to lash out. And that was what first thing came to my eye was, poke somebody's eye out. That's terrible. But that's how my brain thinks.
So y'all put him in a corner. You might lose an eye. Just remember that. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Be careful. Be careful. So I think we covered everything that's inside the site. Also, what's really
women's
cool.
Self-defense?
Yeah, we covered that. We did Qigong, Tai Chi, core training, Chun, ground fighting.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Everything, the gamut. So, also, what's cool about the site is we do.
That's right, Tampa. Happy birthday!
Yes, his birthday. Happy birthday! It's Enter Shaolin's birthday. Yes.
5 years. It's 5 years old.
5 years. 5 years. Well, that was the first, but we're still celebrating. We're celebrating all month long.
You know how the ladies do it, guys. When it's a birthday, it's all month.
Actually, it has nothing to do with me.
I was talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess so. It wasn't.
I don't celebrate all month long, but I do know a lot of ladies that do.
I know a lot of ladies that do. Shaolin birthday.
Yes, it's Enter Shaolin's birthday. But because we're having this big sale and we're working.
What kind of sale is it?
Big, huge. so we are. We're going to be doing it at least all month long, or
maybe
until
5 months long,
until we hit. Why would we do it 5 months?
It's been 5 years. Well, because you said to me you want 100 new members.
Why can't we do that in a month? See, no confidence.
All right, we're gonna do it this way. Listen, guys, hurry up.
We're going to have to do some confidence lessons inside of Enter Shaolin. So our goal is we're at a little over 400 members right now because we've had some people that have already signed up to our sale. So welcome to all those that have already done that. And but our goal is to get to 500 members for our 5th birthday. So in our 5th year. So that is our goal.
Do it.
And if you'd like to help us, definitely share this video on. The link for that is, thank you, Tempo. We appreciate it. Thank you for sharing on Facebook. So it's entershaolin.com/birthday. We also have, if you guys and gals want to become an Enter Shaolin ambassador and be able to earn a little bit of money when someone joins as a full member, you can go to entershaolin.com/ambassador and sign up to that. And then we'll help you with getting your link set up for the sale. And you can share that too. You can share, we put tons of, free content on our Enter Tai Chi channel. We also have some free content here at Enter Shaolin. We're going to be adding more stuff on here.
Are showing
What's up, Corey? So we're going to be, sharing a lot more videos in here, and you can share that and be like, hey, if you guys like what you see, sign up here to my link, that kind of thing. We also have a lot of blog posts that are free tips and training on
really,
Kung Fu
and
everything that we do here.
If you really go through the stuff that we put up since we've been in business,
lots.
We have a lot of information, and some of it's gotten lost since we brought on some team members. We've been able to re-syndicate some stuff, but there's a lot of good information.
A lot of good information that we're sharing. Yeah, so if you are also on Facebook and stuff like that, we're always posting different little free tips and different things like that we've posted before. So new stuff as well as previous stuff.
What's so great about martial arts?
It's not like
it's so evergreen.
It's evergreen. It's not like, something we taught you, 5 years ago doesn't work now. No, it always
one thing I don't expect to
so.
see in another 100 years is new innovative techniques in the martial arts.
No,
not unless somehow they learn to use brains differently and people really start just going, but that doesn't work. I don't think. I mean, it's never worked on me, and
not that we've personally seen it.
I've never witnessed it, but maybe it does somewhere. Man, I won't. I'm not going to rock someone's throat. I don't know, but I don't know.
We haven't seen it yet, so I know. I mean, you can launch me with barely touching me, but
that's different. That's still physics.
There's still some physics there, so
you know what I mean. That's trickery.
So if you want to, launch someone without touching them,
true story. I didn't know. One time when I first started teaching her. I kicked her. She had a pad. And I didn't kick her hard.
Well, no, it was a couple years in. I want to say it was about 2 years ago.
And she literally went flying off the ground, dude. Oh my God.
True story. I was like, and why were we not filming that?
She gets beat up so much when no cameras are running. And she's
I'm like, why are we not filming?
Why is this not being filmed?
And I don't want to redo it just to film it. So, because it hurts. But yeah, I went flying. It was really hilarious. And we are going to actually start filming a lot more of my lessons.
What are you going to blame me for that?
Because you're the Sifu.
All right.
Just saying.
Right.
But a lot of those we'll share some on here on the Enter
because we're going to be doing more stuff on Enter Shaolin.
But a lot of it will also be on our Patreon channel. For those of you that have no idea what Patreon is, it's just a way for YouTube creators to be able to generate a little bit of extra income so that we can keep doing all this awesome stuff that we do here. That's where we're sharing our 5 animals. We have already a lot of behind the scenes training. We have some stuff where you're getting a lesson. And
I got so much.
I'm doing lessons.
I actually got video that I need to edit to put up there because there's a lot more video to go.
Yeah.
It's always a problem. We're always filming, guys. Just so you know, always filming.
We are not done. There's already thousands, maybe not thousands, but over 1,000 videos
sure there is.
Inside of Enter Shaolin, and everything's way more detailed and just amazing. So if you like what we put out for free, if you gotten on our Q&As and you like the responses you get and how, Sifu teaches and how we are, it's the same way, if you come to seminar, we're going to be the same way that you see here. We're very personable. When we call you family, like that's not a gimmick. Like you join us, you're a part of our family. We're here for you. We've prayed for people. We've done, given, different advices. I've offered to redo resumes for people that were looking for jobs. Like we're really.
CJ goes beyond the call of human duty to help people, is what she's trying to say.
I do. We like to help people. I can't help it. Yes. So we really are like good family, not dysfunctional family. I mean, we're a little cray. Not
I'm
gonna
a little
lie,
dysfunctional,
but we're actually, good family that you'll actually want to come and visit and see and hear from. So
lots of stuff.
Yeah, lots of goodies in there. So if anyone has any questions,
yeah, maybe I had a question. We'll answer a question or two before we close
let
this
us
one
know.
down.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up soon. Soon my child will be back from Wushu.
Yeah.
Yep.
So going once. Any questions?
Any questions?
Going twice. Come on, guys. You got to have one question.
Somebody.
Anything. I'll answer anything.
If you haven't liked the video already, please like it. If you haven't shared it, please do share. We really
and if I don't know the answer, I will make it up. All right.
Well, we must have answered everything. Also, real quick on the site, you're not just getting videos and you're like left, to figure out things by yourself. If you have questions, you're able to respond below every video and get help on that. We'll answer that. We'll answer those questions in a moment. Give us a moment here on that, and we'll answer those questions.
Yeah.
I see a few coming through. But also we do weekly Q&As that we do live on our Enter Tai Chi channel, only because we have more subscribers over there. So more people get to see it. If we ever can get Enter Shaolin to have more subscribers, we'll move it over to here probably.
Yeah, so here's real quick story. So what happened is I started Enter Tai Chi years ago. That channel got popular, but our business is Enter Shaolin. So we wanted to combine Enter Tai Chi to Enter Shaolin and make just one YouTube channel to make it easier for the world. YouTube wouldn't let us do that. So I was a day late, $1 short on converting them. So now we have 2 channels. So we try to do the stuff that's just really straight.
Yeah, actually they didn't have a way for us to convert, and now they do, but now we have 2 channels and it just is what it is. So a lot of the things that we'll be doing over here, they'll be a little bit different. We're going to start doing some Sifu's corners again, because you guys really enjoyed those. So we're going to be doing those over here. We're going to be talking about a little bit more about health, wellness, Qigong, different things that we are doing behind the scenes.
So Brian, my favorite Kung Fu movie. So let's be honest, man, I've been watching Kung Fu theater, Kung Fu movies since I was 5 years old. Since I can remember watching movies with my dad, I was watching Kung Fu movies. But if I had to think about what my favorites are, there's one called Iron Bridge Kung Fu. That's an oldie, but that was one of my favorites. I forget the 5 elemental ninjas. I forget the name of that, but that was another one of my favorites. And 2 Warriors. That was a really good one that I liked. And I'm sure as I keep thinking, I can think of a lot more. Are you guys putting another animal videos in? Actually, Corey.
Hold on, let me answer.
Oh, you got some Kung Fu movies you like. Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, say it. Say it. Go. No. While it's on your mind, so you don't forget.
And I did like The Matrix, although that's not really a Kung Fu movie.
But it was interesting. So I actually don't have a favorite, but I don't have favorites for anything. I'm really, really weird.
Shogun the Assassin. Okay, look, it's not a Kung Fu movie, but it's in the genre. Shogun Assassin, dude. It has to be my all-time favorite movie.
Your all-time favorite?
It has to be, because there's so many heads being split open and
but I do like
tomato
a lot
sauce
of them.
coming out.
I do like watching them. They're really interesting, mainly because the choreography is interesting, and sometimes I think they're just really hilarious.
Fearless was good. Shaw Brothers are great.
Yeah, Shaw Brothers got some good stuff for sure. Corey says, "Are you guys putting another animal video up soon?"
I believe our team member Dan said he put that up on our server. So I think one's going up this week, actually.
So guys, if you'd like to get access to our Patreon stuff, you can get started for a little $5.
That's right. That was a good one too.
A month, but if you want to get access to the 5 animals that Corey's talking about,
Hero was good.
It's $10 a month to get started with that or above. So go check that out. Zao Tai Chi. Hope they're on Netflix. If they're not on Netflix, they might be on Amazon.
5 Fingers of Death. Yo, now we're talking.
Amazon Prime. There's a lot of good stuff on there too. Let's see. Tempa says, "Hi, gripping toe in Silam Tao. How often do you use this?"
I think when I'm doing my Silam Tao form,
To think about it.
I had to think about it. You know, when I train my Silam Tao, I tend to do it a bunch of different ways.
Mhm.
And so I guess it just depends on what mood I'm in. I think after so many years of training, you just do what kind of feels good and feels right. And I train with so many people that a lot of times just training with other people ends up being a lot more of my training. So when I go on I would say in a month, I only train my forms, except for Tai Chi, which I do try to train my Tai Chi form as frequently as possible.
Are you talking about gripping?
I know, I'm going to answer that.
Okay.
But this is why. So when I'm doing my Silam Tao form, most of the times I either train it very slow and very tense, or I train it more like Tai Chi, believe it or not. Very relaxed. I try to connect my whole body. Like, you know, you got Pack and Baton, but sometimes I'll try to move my energy through it. So I do a lot of different things like that.
But we did talk a little bit about the whole gripping toe thing in our last Q&A.
We did.
Last
and
Friday
I do it. Just
I
couldn't give you a number how often or little. It just what I feel at the moment is what I do.
So you can go check that out, and maybe that might give you some answers, at least from what Sifu Phu's perspective is on that. Ramal says, got it. Can't wait to see you guys again at the next seminar. Yeah, we're looking forward to that too, brother. We're still trying to figure out. It's been really hectic trying to get dates and things situated. It's been a struggle, I'm not going to lie, but we are still trying to figure something out for that. We're going to put out a survey tomorrow in regards to that, because we did find a retreat center that we could do the seminar at in the mountains and stuff like that. So I'm going to send out a survey tomorrow and see if you guys would rather do the seminar like how we've done it before at a hotel, or if you'd like to do it at this retreat center. I think it ends up being a little bit cheaper. I think
you can come
my
in.
daughter. You can come say hi to everyone, Jay, if you'd like. Say hi. Hello. To the Enter Shaolin family. They can't see your head. Duck down, duck down. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and 36 chambers. That was a good one.
You know what, Tempa? I gotta be honest with you. I was in my mind. I was like, "What is the name of that movie?" 36 Chambers. Yeah, Gordon Liu.
That one's good. Come to Myrtle Beach. We might. I guess. Well, you know, see the problem with that. The reason we haven't done anything like further away is because of the cost for us to fly everyone out there. Because it's not just 3 of us that had to fly out. I had to fly out any of our team members to help with filming and all the different stuff like that. So that drives our cost up even more. So if we could get enough people to come where we could cover the cost of that, we'd love to come to Myrtle Beach. Mana Tai Chi is good too. Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's so many.
There's a lot of good movies and stuff. I remember watching different movies with my dad from a really, really young age. He was always really into the different martial arts movies, but he never got into martial arts. But I think he's like really excited that I'm doing like actual martial arts for a living. I'm still trying to get him to do Qigong and maybe eventually Tai Chi, because I think would help him a lot. But just pray for me, y'all, because I need some help. I need some help with that. It's going to take some time. And he's all the way in Florida. So I think if I was there, I could, egg him along a little bit quicker. But hopefully I'll get him doing some Qigong and Tai Chi here in the near future. Drunken Tai Chi master with Donnie Yen. My daughter says, Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. I like the Kung Fu Panda. My daughter's clapping. She agrees. So good stuff. All right, family. Well, I think we're going to head and wrap it up. We really enjoyed spending some time with all of you. If you haven't shared the video and liked it yet, please do.
And we have a lot more stuff. So we're going to be more disciplined at coming over here and talking about things.
Yeah.
Then
we're going to figure out how we can screen share again, because that was really useful. So I think we have to use one of the encoders they recommend to be able to do that. So we're going to figure that out with this new setup here at lovely YouTube, and figure out how we can do some more impromptu lives a little bit more frequently with all of you, and share a little bit more about our journey. Thank you for coming on and celebrating our 5-year birthday here at Enter Shaolin. We really appreciate all of you. And again, if you would like to take advantage of the sale, whether you want to join or upgrade, it's entershaolin.com/birthday. All right. Good night to you too, Tempa. Bye, everyone.